So good morning. Yeah, just quick video this morning about training. Before we get started, so obviously this is a YouTube channel. Just want you to be aware there's also a Facebook group called Motorcycle Mastery, if you're on Facebook, where I've got lots of useful information, trainings, building a community there. People who are, conscious and, want to be deliberate riders and focus on improving, training, being the best version of their riding self. Obviously, it doesn't mean everyone has to be a racer, but yeah, it's just about a community of like-minded people who are riding in a self-empowered way, let's just put it that way. So yeah, check it out. I'll put a link below so you can check it out. But I want to talk about training, like advanced training, things like Institute of Advanced Motorists, ROSPA, these kind of training organizations. So there's all these people out there who will critique your riding. So you go along to these meets, you meet these old codgers, generally on BMWs, BMW GSs and horizontal twins. And they'll follow you around and critique your riding and tell you whether or not they think you're doing the right thing. I mean, most of the time, it's a critical thing. They don't, you'll ride and they'll be like, yeah, you're not doing that, you're not doing that, you're not doing that. I went to one of these meets. It was down in Surrey, I think it was, when I was living in London. And I've probably been riding for maybe 4 or 5 years. And had this guy follow me, and at the end of it, what I basically got was this kind of lecture about all of the things I was doing wrong. So I know these people are there to critique you, but it was just like, yeah, you're not doing this, you're not doing this, you're not doing this. And I just kind of thought, well, that's your opinion. Maybe they're right, maybe they're not. I left that meeting, or those people, with this overriding sense of, I just disagree with them. They had this, they seem to have this idea that it's all about making progress. It's basically their word for speeding, but making progress, making adequate progress. If you don't make adequate progress, then they see that as a deficiency in your riding. They basically think that you're not able to anticipate effectively enough to keep riding at, a decent speed. So, if you dawdle, if you're not, overtaking when you could have overtaken, they'll mark you down. And I just think it's really kind of a militant way of looking at it. So when I left that meeting, I just thought, it's not for me. I'm going to, as is generally the way in life for me, I'm going to plough my own furrow. I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to develop my own guidance. That's been my wish for others, really. So the whole ethos of the whole value system behind Motorcycle Mastery, it's not something that I'm going to tell you how to ride. I'm going to show you what the basics are, how the controls work, the physics of a motorcycle and what makes it do what it does, and how you can give yourself the best possible, the best possible chance of succeeding. So, make sure your bike is in good working order. Make sure that the suspension is good and well serviced. Make sure that the tyres are good for the conditions that you're riding in and the kind of riding that you do. Make sure they're inflated properly. Make sure when you're controlling the bike that you have a nice light touch on the bars. Imagine that you're holding, an injured bird. You need to have that kind of sensitivity so that you can feel what's coming back through the controls. That's very important. So yes, you're going to be making steering inputs. They're going to be, quite forceful if you're steering quickly, to get around a turn quickly. You throw your weight, you'll chuck your weight to the inside of that turn, almost like you're kind of doing a punch really. And as you do, you push that inner bar, and pull the outer bar, and get that bike leaned over to the lean angle that you need. But once it's there, you want, outside of your steering inputs, you want to be nice and light on the bars. You don't want your wrists taking the weight of your body. You want your legs and your back, your core, to take the weight. Your hands should be free. You should be able to effectively take your hands off the bars and your body should stay in the right position. This is why generally sports bikes are favoured by younger men who've got maybe more strength and flexibility. Or you can rest your beer belly on the tank if that helps. So anyway, I won't ramble on too long, but what I want to basically say is take these principles and work them into your own riding style. It's all based upon the same stuff, which is, the motorcycle roadcraft, if you want to call it that, which is about identifying hazards and negotiating them. So you're constantly looking at the road, reading the signs, reading the road conditions, looking for clues about other road users, their positions, their body language, all of that stuff. You're taking in information, then you yourself are riding, so you're giving information back to them, whether that's by your position, by your body language, by your speed, by your signals that you're giving out, and yeah, you're giving and receiving information all the time. And then of course how you manage these hazards as you're riding, whether it's stopping, whether it's overtaking them, making progress, as they call it, all of that stuff, all part of this system that you're going to develop, which obviously we're going to go into in the course I'm developing. So yeah, that's something I think you should always have in the back of your mind. No one's going to give you a manual and say, right, this is how you specifically need to ride, because for every individual it's going to be completely bespoke and they need to work out what works for them. If you look at, 10 different motorcycle racers and how they, for example, hang off the bike, they all have different style, and they're not right, they're not wrong, it's just what works for them and what they find comfortable. And it's going to be the same for you. Not everyone wants to do what everyone else wants to do, so the rules are different. So you're not going to be leaning your bike as much as the next person or as less as the next person, because you have different intentions, you have different aims, you have different objectives. And yeah, maybe for you it's about enjoying the ride, getting out in fresh air rather than just seeing how fast you can go. So yeah, don't take advice, get some pointers from somebody who can guide you towards information that you need, but you're going to have to develop your own particular style, let's call it, your own style and your own vibe on the bike. And yeah, and then you'll be in a good position to progress from that point. Get the fundamentals right, and you'll be fine. Yeah, as I said, check out the Facebook Motorcycle Mastery page, and yeah, I'm uploading trainings and things. There's one I've just done on choosing your first bike, or buying the perfect first bike. So have a look at that. Yeah, more to come. Cornering is going to be the next topic I upload. So yeah, check it out. Yeah, have a good day. Cheers.